Let me bring in Colorado Secretary of State Jena Griswold. She is currently taking on Trump's Department of Justice in court over their fight to obtain voter rolls. It is good to see you, Madam Secretary. First, I want to get your reaction to this report from the Washington Post. A lawyer who is advocating for this draft order currently represents a prominent election denier who was jailed in your state. What goes through your head when you hear this?
Well, first off, thanks for having me on. And that's right. One of the thought leaders on this latest conspiracy and attempt to suppress the vote represents Tina Peters, who is one of the last people in the country facing accountability and serving time for attacking American elections. And what goes through my head is that there are a bunch of conspiracy theorists around the Trump administration, and they are acting in an unfactual, unlawful, and unconstitutional way. Now, I do think it's really important what you highlighted in the last panel, that we do not have evidence that the White House is considering this latest conspiracy-laden tactic to take over American elections. But with that said, Trump is pushing the line, trying to grab onto power, relying on conspiracies to justify voter suppression, threats to nationalize elections, in a highly undemocratic way. So I think everyone should be highly concerned about what this president threatens to do or tries to do. And I can assure you, we will hold the line so American voters can have their voices heard in the 2026 election.
You say you'll hold the line. And again, I was talking to Ted Lieu, and he said if this actually did come to pass, it's illegal, it's unconstitutional. He believes it would be upheld. But are you confident? Are you confident with the moves that are being made to change the way voting has been held successfully and, frankly, securely for a very long time? Do you feel confident that you'll be able to uphold those?
Yes, absolutely. Because remember, our courts are working, the rule of law is working, and Trump does not have authority to take over our national elections. This supposed election order, or executive order, is based on conspiracies about China. It is based on a bunch of lies. It would not hold up in court, and we would absolutely win that battle. But it's not just that specific suggested executive order. We've seen Trump issue an actual executive order trying to meddle in elections. We are largely beating him in court. He is using his DOJ, weaponizing his DOJ against political opponents. They relied on conspiracies to go into the Fulton County election office to grab voting records. And they're suing about 30 of us right now for refusing to hand over voter data to this administration. So make no mistake, Trump is the biggest danger to American democracy. But there are so many people across the country who will not give up, who will not give in. And yes, I am confident that we will have elections in 2026, and the American voters will be able to make their voice heard about the future of this country.
You are among those personally being sued by the Trump Department of Justice over your refusal to hand over unredacted voter information. Where does that stand right now?
So the administration, Trump's DOJ has sued about 30 states, blue, and they're starting to sue red states too. When they asked for Coloradans' unredacted voter data, I told them to take a hike. They have no lawful right to this information. And frankly, this is a corrupt administration in a power grab. We believe that they are trying to usurp the state's authority to regulate our elections, that they would use this data to push out disinformation and ultimately try to purge eligible voters from the voter rolls. So I said in no short terms that we would not hand over this voter data. We are currently in court. We look forward to beating the DOJ. And we're going to hold the line against whatever they try to throw at us. Our elections in Colorado are safe and secure. And by the way, to repeat what the last panel was saying, we use vote by mail for all. Our last election, over 98% of Republican voters who participated chose to use a mail ballot. So Trump and the MAGA movement is just so misguided. They should win through their messages, not trying to suppress the vote. And I do think all of this attempts to dilute American voices will backfire.